Hi. Welcome. Popped in to see what's good. Check on the collective. Do some mini reads tonight. How are you? The horseshoe. Wow, the horseshoe pops out. Something about this. That is horseshoe. I wonder if somebody actually has a horseshoe. As I fill out the energy, as I come up in here, right, and then gratitude pops out. Shots fired, fireworks going off, chaos going on outside, around. And there's this energy of like needing to hone in on how blessed you are, how lucky you are, how good you've got it. Or kind of seeing other people go through things. Seeing how chaotic it has become, things have become for others. Right? Even if you feel like you're at a space where things aren't flowing the way you want them to, or, you know, you don't necessarily feel so abundant in the way that would make you most comfortable. Still being incredibly blessed and getting to bear witness to others' lives in real time who aren't as fortunate as you, you know? So it being important that even if things aren't going the way that you want at this time, you remember to be extremely grateful, to do some sort of gratitude ritual, to be generous to the land or to your ancestors, or potentially to certain people specifically. That energy, you know? Not only that, but wow. There's something too about lucky being in reverse with gratitude with this candle, and then karmic path out here in reverse. Something that this could be specifically divine feminine has been asking for, and then release with nature spirits in reverse and guides in reverse. So there's this energy, right, of like being unlucky in certain results that you get from work you have done. This could be you potentially lighting a candle or continuing to light the same candle over and over again, or continuing to do the same ritual, or different variations, different versions of the same ritual, trying to get certain results, asking your ancestor, asking certain nature spirits, you know. However you've been showing up, there really is this download of your spirits on the other side expressing gratitude that you finally stopped asking, that you finally, you know, given up trying to force your outcome, because it's not that you've given up, or it's not that what it is that you want or we're doing a ritual trying to manifest won't be made manifest into your life. The problem is you wanting it too bad, you trying too hard. You're not giving them an opportunity. You're not, you know, setting it and forgetting it. That kind of energy. I don't know why I see somebody putting on a pot of rice and they keep opening the rice. Keep opening the lid. You know? Happy Sunday. Welcome. feeling really good. Felt like had some messages. Felt like popping in. Wanted to see who wanted to get a mini read. Whoever's in here, send this live to someone you love. But I had these messages, so I wanted to share it. You know, there's something about, you know, continuously tugging. That's my grandmother's TV is driving me nuts. And then she's giving my son a hard time. Man. Yo, lower her TV down a bit. Just put it where she wants it. Don't even. Because she's going to continue to give you a hard time about it. Leave it at that. Respect her wishes. Grandma's on one tonight. What are you going to do? It's the elder, so... A lot of picking at my son. The Gemini picking at the Scorpio. That's who it's for. But the Scorpio needing to, there's this energy of like, yeah, someone picking at you and you needing to remain strong. You needing to remain respectful. You needing to maintain your composure. Okay? I also really feel like this not being lost on other people, getting to witness, nah, so-and-so is tripping right now. Nah, so-and-so has it out for you, or they're being difficult with you. You know, or they're trying to get you in trouble in some way. We see it. They got it out for you right now. You know, don't react. Don't take it too personally, or don't take matters into your own hands. This could be a boss even. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, there's this download of your guides kind of being relieved that you chill, you let it cook. Heaven is being divine feminine. Let it cook. Feeling like you're really unlucky or feeling like the result you have, you're not going to yield the results that you want. Trying over and over and over again. Pushing the results that you want further away from you. You know? And it's just being important for you. I just feel like this relief comes only after you stop stressing it, stop trying to force a certain outcome. Okay? Have the courage to move forward and honor your current situation for what it is, whatever that looks like. You know, a trust in the fact that something is unknown currently in this moment. But, right, 6 of Wands pops out. Ultimately, you'll be victorious. So ultimately, things work out for you, you know. But do you believe this? 2 of Pentacles out here with the 3 of Swords. Like someone really has to decide whether or not they want to keep breaking their own heart. And it could have been something that someone tried to do with the new moon in Cancer that was unsuccessful. You know? Someone's like, why haven't you just did something on the new moon? Yeah, magic out here. Home in reverse with magic and new moon in reverse. Some of you, you know, there was a lot of that energy of not wanting to tend to the home or not wanting to clean. Not wanting to clean. Someone letting off shots. Shots fired. There's this energy of like not wanting to clean the house, clean the home, you know, being a bit overwhelmed with things starting to get cluttered. You know, there being some sort of disconnect in the home or decluttering that needs to happen. It's long overdue. Trying to manifest something in this environment, okay? Or being so frustrated that something that you tried to call in by from the new moon hasn't come in yet. And the divine being like, yo, Give me a minute. Let me work some things out. There are other things that need to be revealed to you before what you ask for is manifested into your life. Allow things to play out. You know, things are happening, working behind the scenes. Trust the process. And this being really hard for a lot of y'all at this time. I feel a lot of energy around being really antsy. This could be around finances for a lot of y'all. You know, having to have the courage to stay the course. Having to have the courage to trust the process. Even when you have to tighten your belt. For some of you, you are seeing the results of your lack of focus. You know, you got something, you put your name on it, you say that you want it, you continue to work towards it in some way, but you're not focusing. Jealousy out here in reverse, right? It's this energy of like, for a long time, being able to say that if you weren't succeeding in some way, it was directly because of how other people were doing you, how they were affecting you, how they were showing up, or being in their space, being limited or restricted due to others. But the divine giving you some sort of freedom that allows you to move in a way that you haven't been able to move before. And with that newfound freedom comes you not being able to blame anybody but yourself. For your lack of focus, for your lack of discipline, for your lack of not being able to break out of the familiar, then release pops out with trust. Break away from the familiar, because for a lot of you, you are being told like you have to switch, and you have to switch how you're showing up to work, or you have to be more creative. You got to transmute some of the heavier things that you're going through at this time. There's some major release of a way of doing things or of a job. Okay, that how you show up to one area of your life, you show up to all areas of life. And I just feel like there's been some major transformations going on a personal scale, on a personal level. And somehow, this has been skipped over professionally. These transformations happening as well, especially with divine masculine, or especially with those who have been, you know, very much stuck on how they're going to get it, or being in survival mode, very disconnected from their emotions. I feel someone who's been very disconnected from their emotions, being very explosive, bottling it all up until they explode. This is not just divine masculines, but some of my feminines who've been shutting off their emotions. Okay, veiled out here. I just feel like a lot of hiding how you truly feel. You know, hiding the way that you've been struggling with something, or to maintain. There even being some shame with the inability to, you know, with feeling like you're unable to maintain something, or having to admit out loud truth. Someone is like struggling to admit out loud that they need more time to figure things out, more time to pay their bills, more time to get better, situated. Meanwhile, say it, own it, be honest, right? And there's less focus on you having to find a solution for whatever the problem is. Less you having to, it's less about you having to find a solution to your problem, and more trusting that a solution will come, and owning your truth. Okay? There's something about someone being so fearful to be honest and be like, hey, this is my situation, knowing that it's not ideal. Or, hey, I'm a little behind, I'm going to be a little late, but I'm going to get that to you. Hey, I'm a little uncertain. If I'm going to be honest, I'm uncertain about, how I'm going to do X, Y, Z. And there is something about a lesson, whether this is just for you, for who you're talking to and have to be honest with, you know, or both of you. I feel like you both have your own lessons, and one just being needing to own your truth and knowing that it's okay, you know, having to, whether this is having to ask for help, you know, having to ask someone to give you a little bit of grace, be patient with you, you know, someone, you know, or the divine just wanting it to be revealed to someone, you know, what you have to sacrifice to make certain things happen, or just how much you are sacrificing, just how much you know, you go through in the process while you're still showing up. Damn, let me allow myself to be a little easier on collective. I didn't know that they were going through all that, or that was going on, and they were still showing up this way. You know, I understand why you may need a day or two. I understand why you may need me to be a little more lenient with you. You know, I'm willing to give you some grace. Some of you have been struggling, or you've taken on more responsibility, and you're afraid to admit this out loud because you're afraid of being seen as unable to handle something, incapable in some way, afraid of being judged. Go ahead and be honest. You'll be surprised at the grace that someone gives you, you know, the compassion that they show, or the understanding. But also be honest about your situation. That's really all the divine wants from you. That energy. That's really all the divine wants from you, is for you to be honest about it. And then, you know, the solution you need literally falls into your lap. It's funny because I feel like, especially with Divine Masculine, as Divine Masculine is sitting here in front of me, there's something with release and good fortune. It's something, you know, it's an inside job, but the Divine Masculine really needs to release in order to believe that they are worthy of living a certain kind of way. Watching Divine Feminine manifest shit out of thin air, just watching her work her magic and not believing that it's that his magic can work the same way for him that hers does for her, and having to release this belief that, you know, his magic doesn't work, that he's not blessed or won't have good karma, you know. Wow. There really is something about Divine Masculine hearing Divine Feminine's words, making him feel as if he is unfortunate, you know, or not blessed in some way. You know, there may be a lot that he has had to learn around treating her better, you know, getting more in touch with his own feminine side, being more delicate with himself and with Divine Feminine. And this could have, you know, taken him a long time, but along the way, whatever arguments, you know, whatever, you know, disagreements that transpired, I can literally hear Divine Feminine telling Divine Masculine, you're not going to be blessed treating me this way. You can't do us this way and expect to be blessed. You got to look at your behavior. And it's funny because I feel a lot of growth and a lot of accountability, or a lot of changes happening in some way. But even as he is changing or evolving or learning from past mistakes, these conversations, these words continue to play in his mind over and over again. Really feeling as if she's put some sort of magic on him to block him. Like, release me from this hex, from this curse. I didn't put a curse on you. I'm just telling you, I'm just looking at you, wondering why you think the divine would answer your prayers, why you do this to someone that you were sent to cover, to protect, to love on, to be good to be gentle with. You're being rough, very rough with someone that the divine has sent to you for you to be gentle with, and you're expecting for the divine to be gentle with you in return. I don't understand why. And for a long time, or even up until currently, you know, even still, masculine being like, why did you curse my life? Healer in reverse. You know, you have the ability to make my life so much better. I remember when that was your top priority, or something you thought was important. Helping me make my life better. Now I just feel so unlucky. Lucky out here in reverse. Now I just feel so unlucky, and I feel like it's because you don't speak blessings over my life, or it's because of that thing you said to me I haven't been able to recoup. I haven't felt like myself since. Then you must not still be living right. You know? Right, shift. Shift with death in reverse. Transformation out here in reverse. Like divine masculine being like, I still don't feel so fortunate, or I still don't feel like whatever you spoke over me, you know, has been released. Or blaming you. It's easier to blame you. No, I'm just going to draw it to your attention that the divine isn't going to support you showing up this way. It's not okay to do me like this, or to do, you know, your kids like this, or your people like this, whatever this is that's coming up. And on the surface, making it seem as if he has shifted, as if he's doing the right thing. But there are still parts, you know, this could be what he does when no one's looking, what he thinks, you know, how he feels about himself. The shift, the internal shift, the shift that is necessary still hasn't really transpired the way that it was meant to. He has to do the work, and he's wondering why he's still in the same situation, as if you can't hide from the divine. The divine can see you, love. You're not low. You're not hiding. Also, there's something of pain with sweetness out here and growth in reverse. Like, you know, don't sweeten up the situation. Don't sugarcoat the situation. A lot of sugarcoating, being in pain, treading really lightly around something that he has to go deep on. He doesn't want to feel this. Growth in reverse with pain. These are growing pains. Nah, just sugarcoat this. Nah, just be nice to me. Be sweet to me. I don't want to deal with you when you're angry. I don't want to feel your disappointment. I don't want to feel challenged by you or attacked by you. I don't like how uncomfortable it makes me, even though I know this is an opportunity for me to grow. And at the same time, can't figure out why my life isn't changing, because I'm not meeting these challenges head on as if they are an honor to take on, because on the other side of that is a better connection with myself. Ghosting oneself by ghosting going deeper with you, you know, but to take on whatever issues there are, meeting them head on. Still very much blocking divine feminine out. And then blocking their own creativity, blocking his own creativity. Just period. I'm channeling, but if anybody in here wants to get a mini read, let's do it. Okay? I'm doing $20 5-minute reads where you can ask me one question, or $40 10-minute reads where you can ask me 2 questions. You know the vibes. Welcome, 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 y'all. Yeah, man. You know, I also just really feel like someone has to kind of like seemingly go backwards to go forwards. It's an illusion. They're not really going backwards. I see you, Lee. Let's do a mini read. Someone has to seemingly, I guess I'm going to get this last download out before I read Lee. Lee, let me know when you're back in here. But someone seemingly has to go backwards in order to go forwards. This could be, you know, going back to take a position, you know, like not being afraid to kind of take a lesser position that will eventually allow you to get promoted. This could be in a different department, you know, working for a different company, you know, not being afraid. Someone's not afraid to take less money over here. I see 8 in the room and there's 88 on my fucking battery life. 8 was real loud. Heavy on that energy. Someone's not afraid to take less money because they know that they can work themselves up really fast over here, or they will. They can be on the fast track, or they've hit the glass ceiling where they're at. It seems to y'all like I'm taking a pay cut, or like I'm taking a lesser position, and I'm doing myself a disservice. But I know that I've hit the ceiling where I'm currently at. Or I know that I'm not happy in my current position, or I don't want to go up further, here in this field, in this company. I want to make a shift. And the shift that I make now, if I take this pay cut now, if I take less hours now, or just the lack of having a certain title. Some of you will still be making the same amount of money, but you won't have the same title, or a title of to be in a position of authority for a little while you have to get back to working your way up. Meanwhile, so it looking potentially like this is you taking a step back because you've already done this before, but you didn't take it seriously the first time, or you didn't know what you know now. Now, with the information that you have, the wisdom that you have, you really get to take it and run with it this time. Okay, it's going to end up being bigger than you could have even imagined. Stay the course. All right. Hi, Lee. How are you? You said 20. You got a question for me? Or a certain area you want me to tap into? What's been going on with you? Shadow pops out as I keep hearing, and then protection out here. As I keep hearing shots in the background. And this is, not to scare you in any way, but this is energy of like cleansing, protecting yourself, releasing yourself from certain people. Protection, rejection is protection. So if you find yourself being released at this time or rejected at this time by anybody, all is well, not no question, whatever spirit has to say. All right, bet. This is energy of like, if you find somebody acting funny with you at this time, or out of nowhere, not fucking with you, like, just honor that. Don't try to dive too much deeper into situations with people who are acting funny with you, or people who, flaky, kind of leave you out of things. Like, allow you to honor that it's something about this potentially like leaving you out, or inviting you last minute, or being awkward, being standoffish with you. Please pay attention to that. The divine is warning you at this time, but also the same to be true for anybody that you just find yourself not wanting to fuck with. Right, shots fired. Right, I know that it's still 4th of July weekend, but as someone who loves guns, I know the difference. I can tell the difference. I know what's fireworks still going off, but the shots are super loud tonight. And when I got up in your energy, they really drew me in. So it's just this energy of like the way that, ow. Right. Like, what the fuck? Something just like stabbed the fuck out of me out of nowhere. Yeah, I've definitely been content not being invited. I just take note. It's protection. It's more than just, being content, not being there, or nah, that's cool. No, the divine covering you from some shit. You're not even realizing it. At this point, you don't even realize the way. Remember, shadow popped out. Like, I don't know how to describe this to you, but like, it's the way that your light will agitate people's shadows, okay? Going into environments, being extremely humble, extremely peaceful, and ending up a target in some way. And it's, I said what I said, ending up a target in some way or under attack. The same to be true for those that you find like you don't want to fuck with at this time, or I want to go a different route, I want to go a different way, I want to switch up my routine. It's something about telling you, to go a different way home, just something as simple as choosing a different route home can help you jump timelines, okay? You'll end up in a new timeline that way. If I could make a left down one street, you know what I'm saying? If I could make a left down one street to get home, and I always take that way, but I decide to take another way, I can literally fuck around and manifest a whole new life for myself by taking a new way home. Okay? I don't know when the last time. Right, and then boundaries are out here. A lot of energy, protection, boundaries, not violating anyone's boundaries. You know, even grounded out here in reverse. Jealousy in reverse. I just feel like not even needing to stand your ground too tough, or seeing someone trying to buck up, you know what I'm saying, act tough. Oh, you got it. And going the other way, you know, leaving that tough guy shit, okay? Leaving that tough guy shit to whoever. And I know that this is not your energy, but I feel like encountering some really aggressive ass energies, I feel like this is a warning. And then shots fired, okay? So a lot of, right, not being in no power struggle. Power in reverse. All right, yo, you got it. You know, motherfuckers be so scared to look pussy. Look pussy to who? I don't give nothing. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm ready to make it home safe. You know what I mean? Not only that, but being able to see through motherfuckers. So being able to see like the extent that someone will go to just because they're scared. Or just because they want to protect their image. It being so stupid. Okay? And then full moon popped out here. So this could also be something that you could encounter or is coming in with the full moon in Capricorn. Said what I said. There's a lot of wanting to change damn near everything. I feel like I'm outgrowing my space. I wonder if you have Pisces energy, Pisces in your chart. I know you're the Sag, but... Right, and then safe travel in reverse with spiritual cleansing, yo. And then gratitude. So I just feel like I ain't gonna hold you, G. I feel like you've been protected from shit you have no idea of. Even as I look outside through the window and I see this fucking big ass palmetto bug, water bug, crawling up the side of my plant on my porch. Like you growing something beautifully, but it's giving you need to spiritually cleanse. I don't know the last time you've taken a spiritual bath or a spiritual shower, but you need one. You need one. There being certain energies like wanting to fuck with you, latch onto you, attach onto you, cleanse your space. No lie. Do you have a car? Okay? Even with safe travel out here in reverse, if you have a car, I would cleanse my car. If you don't, this would be just about how I move about when I travel. I might keep a crystal for protection on me while I'm traveling. You know what I'm saying? Some selenite, some fucking tiger's eye. I did at the top of the year. Say no more. I'm gonna call my lady and get that done. Get that done, babe. Get that done. I don't like the energy. Not only that, but I won't hold you. Right, and my candle's going fucking crazy out of nowhere. Gratitude candle popped out. The flame on my candle's going crazy out of nowhere. Yeah, I drive for work. Okay, driving for work, I would be intentional to travel with some sort of lucky talisman, pray over something. This again could be crystals, some selenite in the car, some shungite in the car, amethyst in the car, tiger's eye, whatever you feel called to, but something that's covered for protection. You know, it's funny. I had one woman who used to always drive with her father's driver's license. Her father passed away, but she would keep her father's driver's license inside her car, and genuinely felt like it was a protective talisman for her. That's the type of relationship that she built with it. So, you know, I wouldn't care if this was rosaries in the car I keep a firestone and tiger's eye on me. Black tourmaline is such a good one, my personal fave. I love me some black tourmaline. Keeping a firestone and some tiger's eye on you, I feel like it's time to cleanse them. Okay? I feel like it's time to cleanse them. And that was the last download that I'm going to give you before I get up out of here. It's very much giving doing a parasite cleanse. I feel like the fucking parasites have grown. Okay? Everybody got parasites. Everybody needs to do a fucking cleanse. Okay? But I feel like the parasites have grown. And then fire is out here in reverse. So either needing to you're a fire sign as well. Working more with fire. My candle was going crazy while I was dealing with you. That fire stone specifically. Okay, and even tiger's eye. Tiger's eye I feel like is associated with Leo energy, fire sign energy. Whatever, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. It's giving very much fire sign crystals. Okay, needing to cleanse them and work with fire. And again, that gratitude card came out and it had a candle on it. And I feel like you've already been saved, protected from some shit. Do a protection ritual as I look again at this big ass water bug outside on the porch. Okay? Yeah, some shit is attached to you that you need to release. I said what I said. I love you. I'm going to leave it there. Truth. Truth, baby. I ain't never lie. Get up in that water. Guides out here. Aquarian energy is real loud as well. This is also low-key giving me stay away from the Aquarius. The guides don't like the Aquarius. Parasite cleanse. Happy Sunday. Who else wants to get this read? Read. Also, man. Welcome. You know, that was a good message, though, that popped out in the end. While I was just doing Lee's reading about the parasite cleanse. I feel a lot of energy of like someone having certain cravings late at night that they normally wouldn't be having, or having cravings at like odd hours. You know, finding it harder to be disciplined even with the things that you're craving at this time. And it's funny because I feel this energy. Oh my gosh, okay, follow me. I feel this energy with someone who has been struggling a bit with finances, or struggling a bit with lack mentality. Kind of eating more than normal, pigging out even. Someone could be eating pork. Someone who doesn't really eat pork is eating pork, okay, or is eating pork because there's an ancestor that recognizes it as being associated with prosperity, abundance. Somebody wants pork. Okay, so someone's eating pork who doesn't eat fucking pork. This ain't for everybody. Someone's eating pork who doesn't eat pork, or wondering why I don't even eat this shit. Why am I craving this shit? Heavy on the, the 30 U's. Your parents or grandparents and their parents and their parents' parents, and all those within your bloodline. And every time you give in to a feeling or a desire, thought, or want that you normally wouldn't give into, one of them gets stronger. Whoever it is, whoever had that desire, that craving that you gave into, gets a little louder, a little stronger. Okay? Within your bloodline. And I just feel like someone being allowed that they want to consume things that hold the energy of prosperity and abundance. So someone's been struggling with finances, but also eating a lot of takeout, or, hey, big spender. Like that energy of like spending on a really good meal. This could be to even buy all the ingredients just to cook to eat the way that you want to eat. Or cooking in large portions. Fuck a struggle meal. We eating good. We gonna eat good regardless. Even if I feel like I don't have it. Someone's spending money to eat really, lavishly, or to eat, abundantly. Being what they were supposed to do. That in itself, this could be around the new moon. This new moon that we just had. That moon, a new moon in Cancer, a lot of this energy of like, we should stay home, or we should keep it simple, but instead we're going to go ahead and spend the money, or, get the takeout, or, buy the stuff to cook the more expensive meal, go all out. It's worth it. And that in itself was a prosperity ritual. For some of you, this is what you've been doing for the last week or so, a couple of weeks, or while literally having to tighten your belt in other areas, or really be struggling financially in some way, but you eating really good, or you were eating really good. But the eating really good is just you eating comfort food, okay? like indulging, overindulging in some way. And now the message is being, yo, pull back. Yo, eat light. Yo, eat clean. Eat less. You know, find a way to sustain yourself throughout the day, or be okay not having, you know, or not eating, not consuming so much. Challenge yourself, push yourself to go further on less. And from a place of gratitude and sacrifice and, you know, contentment. Knowing that there is enough. That there is always enough. Knowing that you are always satisfied. This reading is for me, I'm convinced. If you want to send me a love donation, I appreciate it. Glad this is hitting. You were the first one in the room tonight. I peep. Anyway, I said what I said, right? So, like, the divine is pleased with you. For some of you, specifically your ancestors, you was pigging out, or you was gaining weight, eating shit. Some of you struggling, pockets is hurting in some way, or was hurting in some way, but you done gained a few pounds, and you got to make a fucking appearance in a few weeks. I see you, Chels. Some of you got to make an appearance in a few days or a few weeks. Doesn't really feel like a few days. Kind of feels like a few weeks. I don't got time to be bulking up. I don't got time. This energy. I don't got time to be bulking up. Or I don't got time to be putting on this little weight or feel bloated this way or out of shape. Someone doesn't feel so attractive, or, you know, again, someone's been more comfortable or more of a homebody with Cancer season, eating heavier, feeling more grounded in the food. This was necessary because of how much you were struggling, or how much you were in survival mode, how ungrounded you felt. But now the divine's saying, okay, that was the ritual. You know, you fed us like we wanted to eat. You know, there's something about your spirits being satiated. Now they're saying, now come clean all this shit up. Now know that now trust that you can survive on very little and always have enough. Always have enough energy. Always be juiced up. There's something about this. This could be a download for actually juicing. Okay? Eat clean. Drink more water. Rely less on food. You know? Connect more with your spirit. Cleanse your body. Someone could go on a water fast, or this is a fruit fast, juicing, diet of some sort, or cleanse of some sort. Y'all gonna all be doing different things, whatever this looks like to you, but the way that the body is restored or transformed, weight is lost, the glow comes back, the confidence comes back, the money starts to flow. Again, your spirits knowing what they were doing, they knew that they would make you heavier. They knew that they would slow you down a bit. They knew that this would challenge you a bit. And now they want to lighten you back up. Everything that came up for you, or everything that you had to deal with while you were feeling a little heavier, while you were feeling a little more full, it had to come up, and you be as grounded as you were through through food in order for this to work for you, or for you to get through it the way you were meant to get through it. Now clean it up, lighten it up. Now heal your body, restore your body. We want fresh fruit. We want clean water. Divinity. The divine is at work. Right. Trust the process of your transformation. Get disciplined. Okay? Because for some of you, with that eating clean is, getting more active. Like, this could look like walking more, but for some of you, this is just, strengthening your core. Somebody's core, that core needs to be strengthened. Someone's spine needs to be strengthened. That energy. My bad, Chels. Let's go. I got the downloads out that I need to get out for right now. How are you, baby? You got 2 questions for me tonight? Hey, y'all. Welcome. I know I was channeling and not really paying a lot of attention. Thank you for being here. If you want to get a personal read, I'm doing $20 5-minute reads. You can ask me 1 question, or $40 10-minute reads where you can ask me 2 questions, or I could just read you 10, whatever you want. Okay? My brother and I are going to go for the search and rescue team. Do you have any advice for us? Air out here in reverse with earth out here in reverse and boundaries. Okay? I would limit the amount of communication that you have. People, there's something about this. Whoever you are, they said to be prepared to find dead bodies. Right. I feel like you're not prepared. You're not grounded for what you may see. Okay? Needing to know your own personal limits. Okay? So I'm going to say this. There's also something about the people that you're dealing with or you're out there with. Some people are really on edge, or mostly everyone is really on edge. It's crazy. Water out here in reverse. You're going to have to leave your emotions at home, beloved. Air out here in reverse. You're going to have to watch what you say or limit your communication altogether with whoever is out there. There's something about like wanting to offer some sort of like support or heartfelt message, in some way, and rubbing someone wrong. Almost like accidentally giving your condolences to someone who's still very much holding hope and not even realize you're doing this. So this is how they take it. Your tone, or they associate a negative connotation, with something that you say. Just be mindful, whether they say this out loud or not, but a lot of, snapping at you, getting angry at you. So just watch what you say, limit what you say. But earth out here in reverse and water out here in reverse. 3 out of 4 of the elements out here in reverse, for me just feels like not being prepared or being very disconnected from what you will actually encounter. Okay? Not being prepared for what you will actually encounter. A lot of, liking the idea of something. Hold on. My son is pissing me the fuck off. Help your grandmother. Help your grandmother. Stop making her repeat herself. Because, bro, I'm going to act like a monster in a second. I am working. Close my door. You help your grandmother and don't talk. I know what she said. I don't care. Go do what she told you to do and stop talking back to her. Close my door. Boundaries. I want to help, but I don't know what is the best way. Maybe I shouldn't. Listen, and then I'm going to tell you this, that there is something about your energy going out there, not being prepared, okay, for your emotions, being really overwhelmed. Like, I see you low-key, like, out there, like, crying, crying about the situation next to somebody who can't find their loved ones. Right? And I know that your heart is in such a good place. Like, I know who you are, but you're not prepared for how you will feel everything. Okay? Protect yourself in some way. I really do feel like you needing to wear black, or needing to be protected. Cover your head. Protect your energy in some way. 10:23 on the clock. This is important for you. You feel like you feel called to show up. Show up. Take all of this into consideration. You know, honor the fact that you've never done anything like this. Honor your own boundaries when it becomes enough. You may show up and be like, damn, this is different. This is too much for me. Okay? And that being okay. But I really do feel this, and you gotta feel that. I really do feel this energy of, I don't know how else to say it, but you sobbing next to someone who's still like trying to hold it together and find their loved one. And them looking at you like, you know, the fuck are you crying about? Because I feel all of y'all. And you genuinely feeling them in a way that they can't even understand or imagine. You being so, you know, empathetic, so compassionate, so tapped in, so connected, you know. And just wanting what's best, but them being offended, someone getting offended. So I just feel like, I don't know, they have me hyper fixating on that. Okay? Nah, I don't want to do that. I know you don't. So I just feel like, you know, preparing yourself. But I could see, I'm sensitive. Preparing yourself in some way. Your clear quartz is super loud for me with you. And, you know, this could just be that it can be charged to do whatever it is that you want it to do. Amethyst is another one that is super loud for protecting yourself in some way, but also protecting yourself from the amount of grief that is there. Like, I don't think that you recognize that you can come home with a certain attachment, you know? And yet I never want to discourage you in any way from showing up. Because I feel like I want to tell you, like I want you to honor the fact that you're being called to, and I don't want to scare you out of not showing up. But it's the way that you genuinely, you know, need to be mindful of this. I also really feel like you show up some way protected. Divine Masculine and Talisman is out here in reverse. Make sure that your brother is also protected energetically, okay? This could be him having a crystal on him. I don't know. Okay? But clear quartz, the master healer, was so loud. Magic in reverse. Again, I don't know if he's not as like spiritually tapped in. Doesn't believe in all that shit the way that you do. Doesn't believe in energy transfer the way that you do. But he'd be foolish not to protect himself. You know, in that environment, right? Growth is out here in reverse. And it's giving like spiritual growth in reverse, being, you know, hindered spiritually in some way. Okay? He does actually. Okay. Well then, you tell him to take protecting himself seriously, because I don't feel like he takes protecting himself seriously. Yeah, knowledge pops out. Like, he may know, but he don't feel these things. Or he may know, but he doesn't cover himself or believe it. You know, one of those things of like, yo, you see things happen to people every day, but you don't necessarily think that they could happen to you or would happen to you. And then boom, before you know it, you got some sort of attachment that you didn't want, you didn't need. Even courage out here in reverse. Okay? Even courage out here in reverse with him. It's like, you know, don't try to be a hero. How do I stay with the group? You know, don't harm yourself. Don't do too much. Don't overextend. Literally. I do feel, though, that there's something about your brother. Right, he has knowledge, but he ain't tapped into his own divinity in some way. Doesn't believe in his own divinity in some way. But I also just feel like there is some sort of knowledge that he has, or the way that his mind works and puts things together, that could potentially be helpful in some way with him being there. This could just be a pattern that he recognizes, or something that you know, catches his eye. Not only that, I just genuinely feel like neither one of you will be at peace if you don't go and support in some way. Even if you find nothing, I genuinely feel your spirit feeling lighter, feeling, you know, feeling lighter, feeling happier after going after support, you know. And this could just be like the energy that you go in your heart, the prayers that you send out, the covering. Oh my God, these huge ass fucking water bugs, and the way that they're scattering away as I'm talking to you, because I just feel like, you know, there's a lot of negative ass energy and big emotions, and you go there and you don't know what to do. And so this energy of you praying prayers of protection, sending out energies of love and protection, you know, to the environment. It's important for you to join onto this movement, be a part of this. But what you're there to add is not necessarily what you think you're there to add. Like, you thinking you're going there and you're meant to, like, you know, turn shit over and uncover dead bodies. You know, and I don't want to say that or sound fucking insensitive in some way. I hope I don't. I'm just channeling, right? Getting frustrated at, like, a way that you're supposed to show up, or you think you're supposed to show up, and you're not. Like, you're literally there to ground. Okay, make sure that you're grounded before you go, because you're there to ground the situation. You're there to pray over the situation. You're there to send love subtly, to send hope subtly, while showing up and being there and being part of the search to support people. But some people's energy is really going to be, they are there to find bodies. They are there to pull bodies out the rubble. They are there to do some hands-on work, and you're there, you're meant to go there physically to pray over the space, to feel, to absorb some of the pain and then release it in a healthy way. Okay? To ground, to transmute some of the big emotions, intense emotions, and I genuinely would stay the fuck out of people's faces. Not only that, but I really feel like transformation out here in reverse. There's something about the way that you come back after this experience different, okay? Or wanting to inquire about death or near-death experiences. This is giving me death doula work. Okay, I wanted to bring offerings to the river here downtown. Yes, this is what I mean. Like, genuinely doing spiritual work for the collective. You know, that is what you're there for. Even if you go and you join the search party, that is what you're there for. You know? And so, yeah, please close my door. Please. I cannot help you. Give me the phone, because you're not taking my charger. You let someone take the cord, that's on you. Get out of my room. You're doing too much. I'm not feeling your energy right now, and I don't want to be rude to you, so stop coming up in here. Because that's how I feel. Flowers and fruit. Bring it. Divine feminine. Look at you, divine feminine. Absolutely. Bring the flowers and the fruit to the river. Close the door, lock the door. Ask them to be quiet and get out the hallway. Remind them I'm working and don't be loud. Go in your room. Yeah. Okay. Damn, what the hell was I saying to you? But I'm crying now, even I don't want to, but want to release it at the same time. Release it before you go. I don't know how to ask a question. Rachel, as soon as I'm done with Chelsea's, I'll do your reading, babe. I saw your 20 come through. You can ask it in the comment section, babe. Just give me a minute. You can type it up, just don't send it yet. When I call your name in a minute, then just send it so it'll pop up for me. I don't know how to ask the question. It does feel like a lot. Thank you for popping on tonight. Ma, and your curls look gorgeous. Thank you, baby. Thank you. It is a lot. It is a lot. And it's important that you release. Nah, it's cool. It's okay, Rachel. It's important that you release before you go, Chels. Okay? And you'll be releasing after you come back. Courage out here in reverse. I want you to know that it is okay that if you get there and you decide, like you go and you make your offering and then you go and you want to join the search party and you find like it's too much for you, that is okay. Spiritual cleansing, please cleanse yourself after you're done with being a part of that, because I'm telling you, you come back with a spiritual attachment, just period. At this point, healer and spiritual attachment, at this point, it's almost like one of those things where like, you know, it fucking happens. Doing this work, dealing with spirits every now and then, you know, you come home with something and you gotta get the shit off of you. It happens. Right, grounded. You are meant to be an anchor in this situation in some way. Spiritually, go to the river. Go to the river and talk to your guides. Okay? Right, spiritual cleansing with healer and release. You will come home with an attachment that you're going to have to release. Just period. But you are strong enough to take that on, to heal through that, to do the work, to release it, to feel it, okay? Right, growth in reverse. That attachment is not going to stay attached to you. You're going to get the attachment. You're going to come home and you're going to cleanse that shit up off of you. You're going to pull some of that heavy negative energy. Hold on, because I'm about to scream. Stop that banging! No! Look like they give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Right. Right, baby. What you said? What you said? Guides, water, lucky. Okay? There is a blessing that comes with this offering that you give. Give the offering. The mute is too good. Mad loud. You know how loud I can get? Mad loud. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Oh, no, that's what I was saying to you. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to say this to you on this note. I'm ending on this note, Charles. There's something about this situation that literally, that it ignites, activates something in you, activates something that's already dormant in your DNA, okay? Activates the death doula within you, the transitioner within you, okay? There's something about observing other people's grief. There's a remembering that happens. I used to be able to take people's grief from them. I used to be able to help people heal, help people transmute their grief, deal with their grief, see people out to the other side, ease people's pains. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oshun is so loud for you. Even the way you want to go to the river, and I keep trying to ignore it. But when I tell you, baby, Oshun is so loud for you. And I don't know if you work with Oshun, but not only that, I wish I had more information off the top of my head. I don't know why. I just feel Oshun being protective, lenient towards the babies in some way. Okay? Okay? I need to know what product she's using. What is this? Boil a quarter cup of dark brown flaxseed in spring water for 15 minutes until it forms light and watery, turns thick, golden, slimy. Let it cool down, refrigerate. I felt cold. Yeah, baby, I was going to say Oshun energy when you said the river. I feel Oshun so loud, but it's the way that I wasn't going to say it. No. It's okay. Because you're making me want to put some flaxseed in my hair. I'm trying to grow her back out. Y'all remember how long my hair used to be? Yeah, well, I was like doing my hair last year. My shit ain't been the same. But she's starting to come back. My curls are just now starting to come back. So it's the river that also flooded. Again, Oshun. Okay, someone has forgotten Oshun. Someone has angered Oshun. Don't underestimate the power of Oshun. Okay? Go talk to Oshun on behalf of these people. Do with that what you will. I'm going to leave it there. I love you. Hope this is helpful. Very much giving. Someone's angered Oshun. Sunflowers are my favorite and was going to bring some. Yeah, you do that. You do that. You're so welcome. I love you. Rachel, baby, I'm ready for you and your question. When you said death, I also thought about Oya. I also thought about Oya as well, but I think that it was me seeing the Ibeji. Okay, I don't know why I feel like Oya being protective, okay, or covering or taking. Wasn't she like the foster mom for the Ibeji twins? Okay, did she take them in, raise them? I passed over the river today. It flooded. Scary. Honey as well. Fruit, flowers. You said you were taking sunflowers, right? Flowers and fruit. Definitely some honey for Oshun. You can send me your question, Rachel. But yeah, there was something about Oya. I thought about Oya when I was thinking about the children or the covering of children, Lisa. I think I was talking to Lisa. I think that was Lisa that just said that. Am I wrong? Yeah. I'm interning someone where, and I met a man. I'm interning somewhere, and I met a man on June 26th there. I believed he was flirting with me, but I'm not sure. Taste the honey. Oh, hi, Joshy. Love you, Joshy. Chels, don't forget to taste the honey. Okay? Success. You wondering if he was flirting. He was. Don't be anxious. I literally saw anxiety in reverse. You like I'm anxious and anxiety popped out in reverse. Rest assured. And he was. Who oversees cemeteries? Oya? All right, boom. Let me get into this. Oya oversees cemeteries? Okay, so boom. My whole thing is, yeah, he was, but rejection pops out here with strength, and I just feel like he was flirting with you, but this doesn't feel like right. Caution in reverse. A lot of energy of like not wanting to be sad anymore, or wanting to be open, wanting something real, wanting to feel something. I gave an offering to Oshun in March. Heavy on the re-up on that offering. She is the guardian of the gates of death and winds storm. Hi, Mercy Poku. Hi, baby. So Rachel, one, yes, heavy on the re-up on that offering, but I also want to say that there is something about like kind of not being cautious with someone who's being kind to you, sweet to you, right? Even the sweetness. Go do that offering for Oshun. Okay, you're so giving me honey bath. The way that I just want to bathe in honey. Okay? While I'm in your energy, totally recommend that you do. If you know, you know. To sweeten your own life. But there's something about a lack of self-esteem in some way. A desire to no longer feel sad. Okay? And so not being so cautious when someone is kind to you, sweet to you, shows you some effort, some energy in any way, wanting love. I just want love. More self-love rituals, right? And then cleanses out here in reverse. So it feels like there's been a long time since you've taken a spiritual bath. I really recommend that you take a love bath. Take a honey bath. Okay? Ask Oshun to reveal the truth and lift veils of untruth that people motivates towards you. She says this, and I say, bring a mirror in the bathtub with you. Look into the mirror while you do it. Okay? Look into the mirror while you do it. Comb your hair while you do it. Look into the mirror while you bring a mirror and a comb around Oshun. Okay? Waters, portals. It's giving cautious towards others, offerings of love, and more so pouring to yourself. And ask Oshun for assistance. You know, I really feel like someone is here for a good time, not a long time. This person who was hitting on you. Not only that, has it been a minute since you've been intimate with someone? Listen, I be seeing all the business, but I just feel like this person getting frustrated when he can't have sex with you as soon as he wants, because it just feels like it's been a minute. I'm delicate. You gotta be gentle. I gotta feel you like that. I gotta want to go there with you. I'm not on that. Okay? I'm not on that. But at the same time, like, I want somebody that I want to give it to. Give me a reason. So much that I feel like you have grown a whole lot in regards to who you want to share your space with physically, share your body with. And so, damn, can I meet somebody who's worthy already? It's been a minute since I bust this thing open. Can someone give me a reason? Can someone, do something good enough that I can let my guard down with you that way? And they're not even all being about sex at all, but sex too, Like you've protected yourself so much, or you've been trying to do this work of not just, trusting initially, kind of seeing how it backfires, there being some sort of screening process that has to be done. But I don't feel like there's a lot of men showing interest at this time. And so you got to be careful with the ones that do, being like, oh, someone's showing me attention, and and just being happy with the fact that someone's showing you attention. Nah, his intentions ain't all there. And I don't feel like his intentions are negative. I don't feel like this person wants to hurt you. I just feel like he wants to have a good time, and you want genuine love, making y'all incompatible. That energy. Air in reverse. I also want to say, are y'all on the same level? So two things. One, I'm not, yes, he was flirting, but we at a state, we at a point where I'm not getting giggly, or, googly eyed or fucking giddy over someone indirectly flirting with me, right? Say that shit with your whole chest. Say it clear. Let's be clear about what your intentions are with me and what you want from me. Because heavy on when a man really wants something, he goes after what he wants. Right? This being protects you from the divine if he didn't pursue you further. If he's not serious about you, but also, be clear about right, affluence. Right, that's also a problem. He can't say this outright, but he could flirt with you. And I don't like this energy of dealing with somebody in a position of power, especially while you're interning. Nah, no thanks. Because I just feel like, right, good fortune in reverse. This doesn't end well for you, especially because I don't feel you giving it up. I don't feel you giving it up. I don't feel you someone who just wants to have sex. And that's his energy. I just want to have sex. And there are certain women that he's been able to get away with that with. In his work environment. You know? Without them even benefiting. Because it's also this energy of like, you benefit when you fucking with me. But you really don't. You really don't benefit when you fucking with him and can, you know, there's something about him being known for this. So if you fall into that trap, you fall into that category of women who got by him. Just another one. Meanwhile, that category somehow is connected to women who want to move up. You know, there's something about this, like, skipping steps to move up. And this could at no point in time even be your fucking intention at all. You feel me? I had no intention of trying to use him to secure my position or to move up or to be favored in some way. But this is how they'll look at you. This is how they'll take it. Even if you just find yourself communicating with him more than everyone else, you know, or him flirting openly, you know, him showing some sort of favoritism, they're going to automatically assume that you're sleeping with him and feel some kind of way about you. Okay? Don't be his next. High key. Real loud. I'm staying away, say less. Absolutely. Stay grounded. Stay grounded, and there's something about needing to see through his flirting, through his tactics. Because there's something about the way that he does it that will draw you in. It's the intention is to draw you in while also not incriminating himself. You know? To kind of get you hot and bothered, get you interested, get you initiating, get you questioning, get you flirting openly so that it looks like it's the woman and he's so fucking irresistible. I don't know if you saw that orb. So that it looks like it's the woman and he's so irresistible and he's not the one doing it. No thanks. No thanks. Keep a straight face with him. No cap. Keep a straight face with him. You know, keep it real professional with him. And, you know, watch how he shifts. Watch how dry he gets when he realizes that he ain't getting nowhere with you like that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. You protect yourself with heavy on the Oshun bath. Okay? And Oshun bath for me, when I do them, I always add my honey. I add some cinnamon. I add some orange slices. If you got some sunflowers, you can add them. Okay? Real simple shit. And then I bring a mirror. One of my handheld, I literally bring my Oshun mirror that I have on her altar. Into the bath. Okay? And if you want to bring that in your comb into the bath, do your hair, comb your hair, put honey, like literally, I'm telling you, get in the bath with a bottle of honey. Go buy a bottle of honey just for your bath. Not, oh, we're going to put a little bit in it. Nah. Go in, taste your honey, and then get in it and really lather yourself in honey from head to toe. Okay? Let it be like that. See what happens. Honey for sticking in results to you. Okay? For manifestation, with also making sure that you bind certain results to you, stick certain results to you, and you're seasoning yourself, you're sweetening yourself, seasoning yourself, and ultimately it being an act of self-love. Okay, and I love to keep a pink candle. I got a pink candle burning right now for myself on my Oshun altar. Been going all week. That's sitting in a bowl of water. Okay, keep a pink candle going for yourself. Get you a 7-day candle. Keep a pink candle going for yourself and see how that makes you feel. Anyone else want to get a read? Let me know. shout out to whoever has been feeling as if, you know, they're not where they want to be professionally, or they're really in between, you know, really uncertain with what they want to do professionally. The answer right at this time is for you to be pouring into family, spending time with your loved ones, okay? Somebody pissed Solar off. Solar House is screaming. Meanwhile, you know a mother knows a baby cry. That's the I want what I want cry. You piss me off, give it back to me, cry. But yeah, yo, some of you go be with your family, go have fun, go make memories, go tend to your house, go clean, go rest, go do the exact opposite of what you think you should be doing to earn that money or to prepare for whatever it is, you know. I gotta go. Let me go love on Soli and see what's going on with her. But I'm going to post this over on YouTube. Actually, I never post these IG replays over on YouTube, but I'm going to go post it on YouTube and see what happens. Okay? Love you. Bye.